your AI delta? If that question sounds new to you, get ready, because you're gonna be hearing it a lot. In fact, it might just be the single most important question for your career over the next few years. We're gonna break down what it is, why it's a huge deal, and how you can figure out your own. First up, I just want you to look at this number, 41%. Just let that sink in for a second. It's a pretty big number, and honestly, it represents a massive shift that's already happening right under our feet.
And here's what that number means. According to the World Economic Forum, that is the percentage of companies right now that are actively planning to reduce their workforce because of AI. This isn't some far-off sci-fi prediction. Nope, it's a stated goal from business leaders all over the world.
So yeah, this brings us to the AI job threat. It's pretty clear, it's not a question of if AI is going to impact jobs anymore. The real questions are how and when. We are officially past the theoretical stage, folks. But here's the thing, and this is so important. If you are only focused on the threat, you are looking at this whole thing completely backwards. You're asking the wrong question. It puts you on the defense in a passive spot, when what you really need to be doing is getting on the offense. So let's flip this around. Let's start asking the right question, which is, what's your AI delta? This right here is the new metric for success. It's the number that's going to define your value in the age of AI. Look, the question isn't, do you use AI anymore? That's just table stakes now, right? I mean, pretty much everyone uses AI, sometimes without even knowing it. The metric that really matters is way more specific and a whole lot more powerful. And here it is. The AI delta is the measurable, quantifiable gap between what you can produce with AI versus what you can produce without it. It's the real difference in your speed, in your quality, in your overall output. How much more do you get done per hour because of AI? That difference, that is your delta. And listen, this is the part you really need to hear. This is not some theoretical homework assignment for you to think about one day. Whether they call it the AI delta or not, your company is already running this calculation. They're looking at who's performing, who's getting stuff done, and the people with a high AI delta are the ones who are starting to pop. And this isn't just some made-up concept, okay? The data is real and it is staggering. We've got studies from BCG, Harvard, and McKinsey showing that consultants using AI were 25% faster. But get this, the quality of their work was also 40% higher. And for knowledge workers in general, a mind-blowing 40% jump in total output. The AI delta isn't a theory, it's a very real thing. All right, so we've talked theory, we've seen the data, but what does this actually look like on the ground in the real world? Let's take a look at the delta in action with a real example. I want you to picture this. On one side, you've got the old way of doing things, the standard workflow. On the other, you have that same work, but supercharged with AI. The change isn't just a tiny little improvement. We're talking about a game-changing leap that can cut a project's timeline almost in half. So check this out. An engineer had to design this really complex bioprinter part. The old way? It was a 21-day slog that would produce one single design idea. But by weaving in the right AI tools, that same engineer got it done in just 11 days. And here's the kicker. They delivered 3 complete design iterations. So think about that. Not just faster, but a fundamentally better result. Now that is a monster AI delta. Okay, so now you get it, right? You see the power here. So the next question is obvious. How do you prove your AI advantage? Well, the answer is a really simple, totally actionable plan called the Delta Diary. And I want to be super clear about something. This has nothing to do with collecting a bunch of shiny new online certifications or just, adding AI proficient to your LinkedIn profile. This is about generating cold, hard, measurable proof that you are more valuable because of how you use these tools. So how do you do it? It's a simple 4-step playbook. 1. Pick one key metric in your job that you're responsible for. Things like tickets closed, reports written, whatever. 2. Purposefully add one specific AI tool into that process. 3. Track your performance, before and after, for about 60 days. And 4. Bring the receipts. You literally walk into your next review with the data that proves your value. It really all comes down to this. Your company is already running the numbers on you, on your performance. The Delta Diary is just a way for you to take control of that story. It makes sure that when they do the math, it adds up big time in your favor. So I'm going to leave you with a question to chew on. Just look at your own job, your day-to-day work. What's the one task, the one process, where you know that if you applied the right AI tool, you could realistically double your output or just make it dramatically better. Start there, because that's your first step to finding and then proving your own AI delta.